guys, how's the math homework coming along? You know the conics? They're really hard.
Girl, you're so dumb. You need to pay attention to class.
Yeah, Tiffany, you're so stupid. Pay attention, get an A.
I do pay attention. It's just that they're like impossible.
I could deal you some of my math answers, but I think in this I should teach you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're gonna teach. This is an equation of a circle with the center at the origin. You know that 0, 0 would be your origin, which would be your starting point. So you plug in 0, 0 onto the graph. And then next, you need to find the value of the radius. Now this value is the radius squared. So in order to solve for the radius, you need to take the square root of this value would be 4, because the square root of 16 is 4. So now you know the radius is 4. You plug in 4 points up, 4 points down, 4 points to the left, and 4 points to the right. And then you connect all the dots, which will create a perfect circle like that. Great. Okay. This is a translated circle, because h and k values have been added to the equation. Now your center is 2 and 4. Next, we need to find the radius, which would be this value squared. So to get the radius, you have to square root 9, which would be 3. And then you take 3, move that up 3 units, down units, left 3 units, and right 3 units, which gives you the point 2, 7, 2, 1, 5, 4, and negative 1, 4. Then you connect all your points, and then you get a translated circle. Y squared equals 4px is the form of horizontal parabola. In this example, we will learn how to graph the equation y squared equal to 12x. First, I begin by finding the value of p, which is 4. So I begin by setting 4p equal to 12, and I get 3. When I divide 12 by 4, that is the value of my focus at 3, 0. Then I find my line of directrix, which is the distance from the vertex to the focus, but in opposite direction at x equals negative 3. Afterwards, I want to plug in the x values that are positive, because I know when p is positive, my horizontal parabola is open to the right, and as a result, I would get this graph for my horizontal parabola. Okay, now we're going to learn how to graph a translated vertical parabola. Now I know this equation is going to be a vertical parabola because x value is being squared. In this example, we're going to learn how to graph the equation x plus 8 squared equal to 16y minus 4. First, I want to identify my vertex, which is negative 8 and 4, which gives me my axis of symmetry at x equal to negative 8. Then I want to find my p value, so I set 4p equal to 16. I solve for p, and I get 4. Now I know that my p value is positive. My vertical parabola is going to open up. So I add 4 to my y values of my vertex, which gives me negative 8 and 8 as my point of focus. Next, I want to identify my line of directrix, which is the vertex from the distance from the vertex to the focus, but in opposite directions. So I subtract 4, which is my p values, from my y values of the vertex, which gives me y equal to 0 as my lines of directrix. And then I just graph my vertical parabolas.
Okay, so this is a vertical ellipse, and the center is going to be at the middle, at the origin, because there's no changing values of x and y. To find the vertex, we need to find the square root of 36, which is 6. So the points will be at 0, 6, and 0, negative 6, since this is a vertical ellipse. To find the co-vertex, you need to find the square root of 9, which is 3. So the points will be negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. To find the foci, you need to subtract 36 and 9, which is 27. The square root of that is about 5.2. So the foci points will be 0, 5.2, 0, negative 5.2. Then you connect the vertex and the co-vertex together, and you get an ellipse. Okay, so this is a horizontal ellipse because the denominator under x is greater than y. Center is negative 2, 1, since there's a change of 2 in x and negative 1 of y. To find the vertex, you need to find the square root of 9, which is 3. So there's a change of plus or minus 3 of the center on the x-axis. So the vertex will equal negative 5, 1, and 1, 1. To find the co-vertex, you need to find the square root of 4, which is 2. So there will be a change of plus or minus 2. the center on the y-axis. So the points of the covertice will be -2, 3, and -2, -1. Find the foci. You need to find the square root of, find the difference between 9 and 4, which is 5. And so you need the square root of 5. Square root of 5 is about 2.24, so there will be a change of plus or minus of that, of the center on the x-axis. So the points will be either 4.241 and negative 0.241. Then you just connect the vertices and the co-vertices, and you have your horizontal ellipse. Okay, so this is a vertical hyperbola because the y is positive in this equation. So to find the center is 0, 0. Find the vertex, we need to find the square root of 49, which is plus or minus 7. So the points of the vertex will be 0, 7, and 0, negative 7. To find the foci, we need to use the equation c squared equals a squared plus b squared. And so that will be 49 plus 9, so you'll get 58. C will equal plus or minus the square root of 58. So the foci points will be 0 square root of 58 and 0 square root of negative 58. To find the asymptotes, we need to use the equation plus or minus bx over a. Since b equals 3, a equals 7, the equation will be plus or minus 3x over 7, and then you just draw the asymptotes, then draw the hyperbola following it from the vertex, and there you go. Okay, so this is a horizontal hyperbola because x value is positive. The center will be 2, negative 3. To find the vertex, you find the square root of 9, which is plus or minus 3. Add that to the x-axis of the center, and your points will be maybe 1, negative 3, and 5, negative 3. Find the foci, you need to add 9 and 4 together, which is 13, square root it, and you get plus or minus square root of 13. Add that to the x part of the center, and your points will be negative 1.61, negative 3, and 5.61, negative 3. Find the asymptotes, you need to do plus or minus b over ax, since b equals 2, a equals 3, you get plus or minus 2/3 x. Plug in 2/3 and negative 2/3 slope to satisfy the center, and your equations will be y equals 4/3 x plus 22/3, and y equals negative 4/3 x plus 7/3. Just graph that, and then draw the hyperbola following the asymptotes from the vertex, and there you go.
Oh my gosh, guys, I got A+ on my math test. Yes, look.